Hi guys, so today I'll be showing you some things you can do with your dog during the quarantine and to help with boredom. This first one is a treat scatter, and what you're going to do is leave them in a stay, and then you're going to go out and chuck treats out on the grass or around your house. If you don't have grass to hide them in, you can hide them around your house, under your furniture, in the bed, things like that. And then they'll go out and sniff them out and try and find them. This is great, especially scent hounds, things like that. They love this game. And it's just great because they get to use their nose and they get to have some treats and have fun. And it's a good way to keep them occupied for a few minutes or hours, depending on how hard you hid the treats. And you can do it where you just chuck the treats around in front of them so they can see them, because Luna's not very good with her nose, so I chuck them so she can see. She's not very good at finding things. Or if your dog's really good with their nose, you could take them out of the room and chuck them, and then they have to find them. Or you could leave them in a sit facing away, things like that, and they just love trying to find the treats in the floor. So this next one is called the bed switch, and basically you send them from one bed to another. First you have to teach them bed, obviously, and then teach them that they're both their bed. And you just send them back and forth, and it's great exercise, and it's good for their muscles as well because they're going up and down. And you can set the beds as far apart as you want and do it as slow and as fast as you want. Luna, come! This is basically what you do. Come! Good girl! Ready, bed? Good bed. Bed. Good bed. Bed. Good bed. This is a good one for exercising. If you don't have a very big garden, you can just send them back and forth. And you can make them go a lot faster or a lot slower. Or you can make them do certain things on the bed, so like lay down, sit up, things like that. So this next one is called the toy switch. This is good for puppies and adult dogs. And basically you have two toys. They can be exactly the same or completely different. If it's the dog's favourite toy, then try and use something that's pretty much the same. And what you'll do is invite them to play and keep playing with them, and then ask them to drop and switch. Ready? Come on then. Good girl. Tug. Good girl. Drop. Take it. Good girl. Rah. Drop. Take it. Good girl. Ready? Switch. Good girl. Come on then. And you just want to encourage them to drop that toy and play with the next one. So you can either hide that toy behind your back, or if this one has a squeaker, something like that. Just make the toy you want them to play with more interesting than the toy they've already got. Ready? Come on. Good girl. So you can use different commands like drop and take, or switch, or whatever you want to say for them to leave it. Ready? Stop. Good girl. Switch. Switch. Yes, good girl. Good girl. This is a good one for them as well because it teaches them to drop, and that dropping isn't always you're not getting the toy back. This next one is more of a trick. It's a pretty simple trick to teach, and it's spin. Ready? Come here. Come. Good girl. I'm just going to make her do some weaves just to get her excited and ready to do something fast. Good girl. Ready? So you just take the treat, and these treats I've made myself, and they're a pretty simple recipe. It's just 1 egg, half a cup of flour, and cheese and tuna. Stand. Ready, spin. So you just lure them round and reward. Spin. And say the command you want to use. So spin, when you're doing it. Spin. Good girl. Then try and take your hand away. Spin. Good girl. Spin. Good girl. And keep taking your hand away until there's just a little sign. Spin. Good girl. So she already knows spin. This next one is weave, so there's 2 ways to teach it, and I'm going to show you both of them right now. This is the way I started teaching it. Come. Good girl. Ready? So you hold the treat and you put your hand under and you lure them through. So she already knows weave. Come here. Ready? And you just lure them round, and so you have a treat in both hands, and then you can just lure them through each leg. Good weave. Good weave. And you can use whatever command you want. I normally use the word through, but you can use whatever you want. And the other way is to get them to do a middle, which is that, or between I call it, and then you teach them around. Ready? Round? Ready? Round? Good girl. And then you go the other side. Round. So it's basically a reverse. It's like the opposite way of what I just taught it. So you've got this one, come on. What'd you get? So you've got this one, weave. Go through. Good girl. Or you've got, come here. Middle. Round. Good girl, round. Good girl, round. 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 Good girl, round. And they're both fine. So the first one I taught you would be easier for walking weave. Weave. So then this is the walking weave. Weave. Good girl. So she loves doing weaves. I always do this to get her excited before we do anything. So this next one is getting things. So that can be toys, that can be shoes, that can be the mail, that can be their bed, it can be anything you want it to be. So first I'd use a toy or something to encourage them to play with the item and things like that, so then they're excited about it. Then I'd throw it like you're playing fetch. So come here. Ready? Go get it. Bring it here. You drop. Good girl. Come on then. Then I'd start to stop throwing it, or I'd get them to stay whilst I throw it. Go get it. And then tell them to get it. Here. Drop. Good girl. And then I can teach them to come round. Round. You're spinning now. Come here. What's this? Come round. Good girl. Then I can go drop it over there and say, go get it. Here. Drop. Good girl. And then you can start to use things like blankets and shoes and the mail, and you can just teach them to like pick it up, and if they pick it up then reward